Hey there. It's 7:37 a.m. a.m. On November 7th, 2023. Um, the weather's been changing and stuff like that. I'm sure you all know that throughout the United States, if that's where you're from, and I'm sure in other parts of the world too as well. My lips are getting chapped. Tell me about that. Leave a comment if you notice that, and I'll tell you my cycle throughout as long as I can remember. Um, when it comes into springtime, my lips will start getting chapped, and then I'll get the stuffy nose, right? You know, the allergies because of the blossoms blooming. And then that'll last for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. And then no problem throughout the whole summer. And then when it gets to going into autumn, when the leaves start turning and they start tearing up the fields, you know, the big dust storms and everything. It really stirs up a lot of particles in the air, and then that's when, um, you know, it's kind of my lips get chapped and my eyes start to get irritated. And I'm so thankful for the rain for the last couple of days, um, because when it rains, it just washes it. It washes it off your window screens. It washes it off your porch, your patio, the trees. And it's been really windy here too, really wildly windy. Okay. There's that mark right there. And this is what's trippy this morning. I started feeling it yesterday, and I mentioned yesterday in the video that I did a video, and I didn't upload that one. I just got rid of it. But I realized that mark on my head. But when I realized it, I had a headache earlier in the day, and I think it's because it was James Kaufman. I think it was James Kaufman. Yeah, and my eyes kind of hurt today. Anyway, so um, I've got like this serious headache, but it's mostly on this side of my face, in this eye, and going down. And I can kind of feel it right here, just in the inside of my ear. It's just like some type of a pain. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It just popped into my mind. The classroom of iPad Go 2. Oh, how bizarre. Um, so you got Alice, that girl, right? And she rolls the apple. And then that's where I was showing you where I think, let's see if I can get her in, because you can kind of see her right there. There's her eyeball there. And I think it's right there's her other eyeball. If you look on the video yesterday, you can really see her. I think that's her. And I think it's Alice. Um, and she has the apple in her hand and she rolls it. Now, I wonder if that's what that's representing. And I wonder if these fingers are Alice, that girl in the classroom that's holding the apple. See, because that, oh, come on. I hope we can get her in this light. You can see her right there. I know I can see her. I don't know how well you guys can see her, because when I do the camera, it just looks different, but she's right in the center of my forehead. Let's see if we can try a little bit different. There she is right there. So she's right in the center of my forehead. So it's like when she's sitting there and I pick Go 2, and she's got her hands coming together in her lap, and she's got the apple right there. Oh. Just pops into my head, Nostradamus. Remember I was showing you all his end time images of things that were happening? No, Nostra. nose is like nostra, nostril, nostril. Oh, it's so interesting because it's linguistic language. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know how to. Kind of have to realize, and I figured it out, is that when they created all these transcripts and stuff, they created them so nobody could figure it out right away because of the dark. They didn't want the dark figuring out what the light is. And then they also, I think God was also looking for those who are seekers. Um, yeah, who are seekers, who seek the truth. Because remember, it's mentioned over 80 times. Jesus says it in the New Testament. Seek, knock, ask, kind of like thing. And I've done that my whole life. Maybe that's where I'm at because I'm still doing it. Remember, I didn't tell you in my videos. Then I asked God this question because I was curious about this. And so I'm always asking. I'm constantly asking. I'm always curious. I'm always seeking. And now I think that's Alice right there in the classroom. I think this is her hands. I think this is the red apple that's playing out. So what does it mean when the red apple rolls? Or is that the red apple and it's flowered and bloomed? Because do you see how these little like petals are? They look like petals, like it's already bloomed already. Now, what does... Now, yesterday when I was showing you the image, because, oh, you might be able to see that person right there, probably not very well in that light. But there's this guy with the long white hair. I think he's on this side. Oh, that's interesting. How those dots look. I'm not even sure if this is going to turn out because I usually have to mess with the contrast on these after I take a photo of them. But yeah, I think that's what's happening. Because I seriously have a headache big time, and it's right here too, mainly right on this side of my face. Maybe that's why my eyes have been red here lately. It's hard to tell. Well, besides the lack of sleep, that's doing it a lot. It's like my body, it's very interesting. It's like my body doesn't want to sleep. It doesn't want to lay down and rest. And when I do, I'm just like thinking, oh, this feels so good. But I'm tossing and turning back and forth, and then my mind is going, and my eyes hurt because I'm trying to rest them, but I can't lay down. It's like if I lay down like for a couple of hours, lay down to go to bed, it's like I'm up in a couple of hours, and then I'm up for a couple of hours, and then I lay down for a couple of hours. Some people say it's the daylight savings time, but this has been going on since June. It's been going on since back in May, actually, because I was telling you guys about the tops of my feet when I woke up were burnt. That was about the middle of May, and then June 1st, I had this thought about when I got out of the shower to take a picture of my chest, and then I showed you that picture where Lord Jesus is on my chest, and there's this big, huge lion. And then the video yesterday I showed you there's like a big lion too. It's like a big white lion but that lion makes up this guy, and that there's another person right next to him as well. So it's so interesting because they're layered upon layered images. Actually, I know you should be able to see her right there. um, so very interesting. When I oh it's my temple. Oh, that's interesting. I can feel I feel this pressure. But what I was thinking about in the classroom after I was telling you about her, um, is the last child to her left side has that indentation in his head right here. It kind of looks like something ran into it. Um, oh, and then I showed you that thing on Scooby Doo Incorporated when they're in time videos as well, what they were talking about, the Egyptians, the Anunnaki, the bad Anunnaki are here. They're the ones that's causing all this ruckus. So the good Anunnaki are returning, which is Nibiru. So they're returning, and this time they're supposed to interact with humanity, but it also says that it's going to crash into Earth, splitting it. Maybe that's the great earthquake, is because it splits. And I wonder if that's literally, or if that's a way of saying that when they arrive, I don't know. They also mention that the Anunnaki that returns become the gods of the humans on Earth. So that's quite interesting. But remember, before anybody gets all carried away, we've got to look at this as they have good and they have bad. And I do believe, this must have been about 7 or 8 years ago, I heard a story of somebody was telling a story about the Anunnaki, how the good Anunnaki had left the bad Anunnaki here and they took off. Or when that system come through, something happened where they were removed from that system and placed down here. And now they're back. And I think they're back to take us, take the kindness of humanity, the good ones, and those that have been infected with the bad Anunnaki will probably have the second death. Who knows how that's going to work? I have no clue, because it's kind of like a parable. I mean, it could literally mean that, or it could not literally mean that. I don't know. Very interesting. But I really wish this headache would go away, because I can feel it right in here too, right here around my eye. I wonder, I should look at that closer. Let's try to do that. Yeah, yesterday when I did this, interesting. Look at that face right there. Hopefully you can see that. It's so interesting because I can see things through the screen when I'm videotaping this. That's why I get so close sometimes to it, because I'm like thinking, oh, that's a good shot. I can totally see that. But when I upload it, it's like, my goodness, I can't even see it. But yeah, I figured it out. This is that blonde girl just sitting in the classroom holding the apple. Do you know? Oh, that's interesting. Remember the COVID 19? Now, the conductor is right through here. The C for Christ or conductor. The O is the mind's eye, the central control center, the sixth chakra. It's also the third eye, which is the compass. VI for six, right? Okay. And then D is the triangle. Oh, yeah. Yesterday when I was showing you that triangle, there's a small triangle. I think it's right there on top of my head. And I was thinking about that too, because that means doorway. And then so you got the conductor, C, O, BI is the sixth, which would be the temple, the Last Supper table. And then D, right there, the pyramid, the doorway. And then 19 means sun tower, which is Ta or Ta. Oh, well, it would be Ta in Greek, the 19th letter, which is the T. So it would be temple and then straight down your spine. So it's so interesting. Okay, let me finish it up here. I want to see my eyes, see if there's anything going on with my eyes. There's still like that dark spot above my eye. I think it's on this eye too. Oh, that's so weird because, sorry, it's very sensitive because it feels like there's contacts in my eyes. I used to wear contacts, not for very long, I think for a month and a half. I hate if they bothered me by putting them in my eye, and it felt like there was something sharp a lot of times around my eyes, and I just didn't like that feeling. That's what that feels like. But I can't remove these. They're kind of like put in there. Okay. I'm going to see what this video looks like. But yeah, that's interesting of how that. Oh, look. Both sides of my head now have those polka dotted things. Oh, look. It's polka dotted. It's like a design. This one too, it's like a design. So bizarre. See if we can figure it out. I'm going to move the camera like that and see if we can figure it out. Hopefully I have the camera in the right spot. Not sure. But that is interesting. Okay. Yeah, I have something to keep me entertained. I just do this in the mornings. And I share. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Have a great day. Oh, wait. Let me look down here. All right. Bye.